So one of our biggest beliefs is that if you can master your backswing, then that should take care of the rest of your golf swing. And in today's lesson with Dean, that's exactly what we worked on, because we worked purely on his backswing and more specifically the rotation. And within a couple of swings, he was hitting the golf ball 40 yards further. So if you want to hit the golf ball further, then you have to watch this drive.
Oh, wow.
That's what we like to see.
That's lovely.
All right, Dean, let's hit a few with the driver. A couple more.
That was nice. If we get them all like that, we're actually pretty happy, aren't we?
Yeah.
Dean just likes the camera. He's like, as soon as the cameras go on, he's right, I'm going to turn it on.
All right, there's one of those bad ones.
That's a bad one.
And we know that you can hit it that far right and almost that far left as well.
True.
And that's why you've slowed down your speed. All right, so let's just do a swap. Let me just jump in there.
If you come and stand here, Dean, actually, just anywhere here is good.
We'll just go through why you're inconsistent, but also why you're trying to dial it back as well from a speed point of view. And ultimately, the whole purpose of this lesson is to get that consistency, but also get you hitting a little bit further as well. So when we look at the golf swing, the first thing that I see is that as you go back, we have a sway with the lower body. And we also, for me, I feel like we could turn a lot more. But then from the down the line view, if we have a look on the way down now, as a result of not turning a lot and swaying, the club comes down a little bit steep, slightly above the plane. And this is a real high contributor to off-center hits. And if we actually just look at Dean's driver here, we can actually see that we've got some face tape on there and we've got a lot of heel strikes. And think of a heel strike is a fade or a slice shot. So whenever we hit the golf ball out of the heel, it is going to want to fade or even slice. Okay, so we're looking at the moment, I think we got club speed, we were averaging around about 92 mile per hour, and we were looking at ball speed, I think it was averaging about 130, wasn't it?
129, yeah.
129, okay, perfect. So
an average carry was 186.
Average carry was 186, okay. When I see someone who isn't rotating a lot in the lower body, I have to do a test. I have to see how much mobility you've got in this right hip in particular. So stick an alignment stick on the ground, and then get your six iron. Make sure it's from six iron. And then lay it on there so the leading edge is flush to that alignment stick. So we've created an angle here now. It's going to turn into a yoga class, Andy, maybe this year.
Yeah, downward dog in a minute.
Okay, perfect. Left foot up onto its toe, hands on your hips, look straight ahead, and just turn as much as you can in the backswing. So what I'm looking for is how much he's going to rotate in his low body, in his hips. So if we're looking at this here, if I were to drop that club across there now, I'd say that's about as much turn as I've seen so far. But what we are after really is we're looking to see if we can match up the wood on the ground. And I think we can see here, tell by his voice then as well, we can see here that we're just lacking a little bit in turn. So what we're going to do is just take your setup with your hands and arms across your shoulders. And what I am going to say to you is, let's just do some back swings and let's see how much we can turn. And let's just notice what happens when you do this. Okay, and again. Good, and he's looking down at the ground there, which I like. Now, would you say that feels like more hip turn than normal?
Yes.
Okay, how do you think you've achieved that?
I think getting my right butt cheek further back has helped.
Good.
Shoulder rotation.
Okay. What's the difference would you say, in your right leg, which is allowing that butt cheek to go back?
Oh, it's straightening out.
There we go, beautiful. So what we are going to do now, let's just imagine if we take our setup, but this time we actually bring our right foot back. Okay. And by the way, one thing that you could do, if you are struggling with that mobility and you can't get the turn, you could get your right foot and flare it out. Dean was already doing that, so he already had his right foot flared out. But now we can see what we've done. You stay there. If that would be his normal parallel alignment with his feet, he's pulled his foot back. This is beautiful. Okay, let's notice how much easier it is to turn now.
Oh, yeah, much easier.
Good.
I'm getting a bit more of a rotation, I think.
And what this will do, I suppose what we're looking to do from this is to get that to be more on plane, to improve the strike.
Absolutely, yeah. If we can get those arms and that club nearer the plane, then we've got more chance of
increase that ball speed.
Yeah, and get that
and direction.
Consistent draw, I'll take it every day.
There you go, good.
I think one of the important things to talk about, Pierce, which you can maybe speak to the audience and Dean about as well, is that one of the reasons that people struggle with turn is because they often get fixated on the head needs to stay pretty still. Pierce, just talk through a little bit of that, because the head is a key component in increasing the turn. I think it'd be really good to just show the viewers, but also Dean. I mean, we sometimes these concepts freeze us, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to jump over there, Dean? Actually, it's a great question that Andy's raised there. So often we will get golfers to improve, as Andy said, the amount of turn they get on the way back and on the way through by allowing the head to move. So if I want to get if I do this and keep my head focused down on the way back, my body turn is restricted.
So just actually do that one more time, Pierce.
Yep.
I just want to point at the peak of the cap. So if Dean, if you look at the peak of the cap there, it hasn't really moved, has it?
No.
Now if you then go into okay, that's okay.
It allows it to open up a lot more.
So it's almost just like a bit of a free emotion. If it's sometimes people are they're trying to turn, but they think they need to keep their head still, which actually stops them turning. So
just need to get him a hat, Andy.
yeah,
Should have bought him a Meandmygolf one.
good.
And go through. Good. Okay, should we hit a few?
That looks nice.
Okay, it's the first one. Let's go. Okay, that's fine. That was definitely better in the backswing. Thoughts on that one?
I didn't turn.
Good.
Because guess what? He didn't.
I'm glad you recognised it though.
Different level.
Really
What a
good.
shot.
Absolutely on the money. That was really nice.
Thank you.
All right, ball speed 133. So it got up there a bit, which is good. Let's have a quick look at the strike. Yep. So it's still, if anything, it's still slightly on the heel side, but it's definitely less heel than those ones there.
Apex was 70 feet on that.
Oh, that's better.
The height of that was 70 feet.
Yeah.
Your average earlier is 55.
Ooh.
What you'll find now, Dean, as well, is that notice that before you were turning, the shots were peeling right.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're turning, it's changing the ball flight, which is a good. Oh, he went for it a little bit on that one.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He went for it.
Very nice. Oh, hello.
So you could tell he went for it on that one because he's now up to 90, almost 96.
Now, interesting though, look at that. Look at that. So it's gone up to 96 on the club speed. So the hip turn is definitely better, but look at the ball speed. We didn't get a jump on that. And the carry wasn't high enough. So that means it was still out the heel. If you see that, it's still out the heel.
Too low on the tee, that one was.
Yeah, I think we'll go through something on that in a moment. That was so
Absolutely.
good. I was saying it was so good before he hit it because the speed was, oh my goodness. Look at the full swing.
Okay.
99.6 club speed. I didn't think we were going to get to 100 today. We haven't got there yet.
So
round it up.
We're going to get there.
218 carry, longest one of today, 137 ball speed. Your average earlier was 129.
Apex is
72 feet.
And the good thing is, guess what? Not only was it a blammer, it was actually a straight hit as well.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a draw, like we mentioned. I feel like this is a good opportunity to say, if you want to have a live lesson, just like Dean, make sure you meet me on the putting green at the Goat, or make sure you're a subscriber, and make sure as well you check out our best content on the Meandmygolf app. And keep watching. Well, I've got a drill I was going to do, but I might do it in a minute, but I'm going to show you anyway. But this could really help as well. Right, okay. I am going to show you this drill because I think this is useful. If we get to a point, at the moment he's primed, we've been twisting him around a little bit. But if ever you're struggling a little bit and you want a little bit more help, just jump over here a sec.
Okay.
This is what this is where the new training aid that we're going to design is going to be so good for this.
This is going to be helpful, isn't it? So just pull your top up there a little bit. I'm just going to actually go through your belt loops. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to rotate in your backswing and get that alignment stick there. There we go. Oh, hello. Yeah, so we just feel as though it's not being pulled out with your hands so much. So actually pull it into your hips a little bit more. There we go. So it's almost like it's mirror imaging your hips now. So there we go, tight. So you're almost trying to get that stick now to point it towards the golf ball.
There you go. That's
Look
a
at the turn there.
big
And,
turn.
I mean, to be honest,
What does this feel like to you, Dean?
It feels like I have a lot more range of motion
Okay.
in doing this, especially with my stance being this way. It just kind of gives me a little bit more room, I feel, to move.
I think it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, if you were to, just looking at you then, the way that you were moving, if I stood here and I'm going to punch somebody here and I'm doing it from here, that's good. But as you say, if I'm pulling this back, I feel like I've got a little bit more sort of range and there's going to be a little bit more speed generated.
Right.
I like it.
I'd have already hit you by then. You'd be on the floor.
Yeah.
It was telegraphed too much. I'd have just left jab.
Yeah. I can imagine the video in it now. Nice. Have you ever hit those sort of shots before? You've hit it high in the face and hit it high in the air like that?
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Because I know he went hard at that.
I didn't even look at that.
102.
You see the speed?
102 club speed there.
Yeah. I loosened up a little bit on the grip.
Okay.
And I just swung a lot more freely.
Okay.
Absolute best one today by like a million miles.
Interesting. The
Just
speed wasn't super
just a
high.
million miles. But in terms of the apex on that one though, 82 feet.
Yeah.
Like your average earlier was 55. That flight is so much better.
But that's what, 217 carry, 134 ball speed. So that was super efficient. That wasn't necessarily super fast from the body compared to the others, but that was super efficient.
Yeah.
Definitely getting more shots in this sort of area here now. You know, these ones are definitely the ones from earlier. So not bad. Difference in the height on that now. The speed.
Didn't quite turn as much, but look at the ball speed.
Jeez.
I mean, look at there's a few numbers going on here now. 140 ball speed. I think that's the highest we've seen.
Yeah.
221 carry, 84 apex, 96 mile an hour almost. I mean, that's such a difference in numbers.
Yeah, from the beginning, gosh. That's
But if you
big
think
for-
about it,
that's
when you're at
huge
your
for me. That's like 40 yards right there.
186 was your average earlier.
Yeah.
You're just 221. But it just shows as well as there, Dean, how much you've been restricting yourself.
Yeah.
Because of the technique wasn't quite right.
Yeah, that's
Get the technique right, it opens you up to go, oh, now I can swing a bit more freely.
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Oh, wow.
That's what we like to see.
That's lovely.
You look at that. I mean, that wasn't an absolute ripper of a strike.
But that was...
But still gone 204 carry, 71 feet now. Like the height is tremendous now. That's what's going to give you the carry as well.
All right, this is amazing. Let's look at the before and after. So if we look at the backswing now from the front view, we can see there's still a little bit of sway, not a lot, but there's so much more rotation. And that is just priming you a lot better now for this downswing. You can see now the club is actually coming down slightly underneath the plane as opposed to being a little bit steep and over the top. And now we can see as well, the strikes have been so much better.
Absolutely.
The speeds have gone up, which is exactly what we want. Great job.
Thanks, brother.
Awesome. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to check out meandmygolf.com or simply download the Me and My Golf app. And if you enjoyed this video, then you're going to enjoy this one. Check it out.